people can start losing weight just by making better decisions.
Motivation is driven from the inside out.
Use flexibility as a tool. Rely on structure when it's helpful.
This is where we discuss the possibilities. Hey guys, I'm Dr. Kori Propst, Wellness Director and Vice President of the Diet Doc, and welcome to the Diet Doc Life Mastery Podcast. I'm especially excited today because I get to talk to one of our owners. Her name is Tanya Burton, and she's from Sedalia, Missouri. Hi, Tanya.
Hi, how are you?
Awesome. Thank you. It's so great to be able to have this chat with you today. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, let's jump right in. If you're willing, let's dive into the weeds, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so I know, Tanya, that you started in personal training, and I believe that you're also a licensed massage therapist. Yep. Can you just give us a quick kind of overview of how you got started and a little bit of your background?
Yeah, absolutely. So a few years ago, I was at the lowest point in my life. I didn't like the job I was in. I was at the heaviest weight. And so I was depressed. I was lethargic. And so I needed a change in my life. So that's when I got into massage therapy. I wanted to learn more about the body. And also I wanted to change my own physique. And that's when I found out about Dr. Joe and his flexible dieting approach. And the reason why I went towards that was when I was overweight, I kept thinking, how can I lose weight in the process and keep it sustainable and have permanent weight loss? That was my ultimate goal. And so I found flexible dieting, and that completely changed my life. Once people saw that I lost 50 pounds in a healthy way, I kept getting asked, hey, can you help me? Can you coach me? And so I decided to go into personal training to help with that. And it's been amazing ever since, helping other people enjoy the process, lose weight, and create that lifestyle.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite the history, Tanya. First, congratulations on your success with your sustainable weight loss.
Thank
I'm
you.
interested, had you dieted, tried to diet, experienced issues with weight before and just not had success, and you were really searching for something that would work?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. You name it, I've done it. I've done all the diets out there. Sure, I would lose weight, obviously, a couple of pounds, but then I would regain. And so I was tired of being a yo-yo dieter. I was the queen of that. And I finally did self-study, and I really dived into nutrition, and I took that first step in investing in myself, and I hired a coach. I hired a professional to help me, to coach me through proper nutrition and helping me with those roadblocks that I would come across.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Was that, because it sounds to me like there was a crossroads for you. Like, do I continue trying to do this on my own, or do I bite the bullet? Do I muster up the courage to ask for help from someone who might know more than me? And, in my experience as a coach too, what we do is a privilege as coaches, because it does take so much courage often to reach out to someone and say, I need help. What was that like for you?
You said it. It was the lowest point of my life. I was in a job that I didn't like. I was alone. I was overweight. I was in pain. I could barely walk, just my feet were hurting. And it just came to that point where I go, okay, you can't keep living this way. You have one life and you need to live it and enjoy it and be happy. And I knew with that, it had to start with my health. If I wasn't feeling confident or anything like that, then I knew I wouldn't be able to be happy in any other aspect of my life. Mm-hmm. So once I buckled down and I got my nutrition on track and I started losing weight, every aspect of my life completely changed. from my career to now, my marriage. And so it just influenced my whole life. Just by getting fit, it changed me.
So making the decision to create new and healthier habits with support.
Yes.
One of the defining factors. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. If you could list, and this is something that I like to find out from my clients when they start with me, but because everyone has had some success somewhere in their lives at some point, right? Mm-hmm. They've accomplished something. They've achieved something big, even if it's a mom raising a child, I think we often will overlook or minimize some things that are actually really big successes. So for you, as someone who has achieved sustainable weight loss, what were some of the primary determining factors that you would say contributed to that for you?
I think it was my job at that time. I started off, I worked at a dental office, a manager and the dentist, and that was it. And so they hired me on board to kind of help with the phone call, and I was just a receptionist. And within a year, I went from receptionist to running the place. And so that gave me the confidence of, if I put my mind to it, if I take those small steps and learning certain things, then I can build up to that. 21, I did not go to school. They trained me on the job, and it was amazing to watch me go from receptionist to running the place. And so I think that gave me the confidence I needed. Okay, what's my next thing? And my physique was the biggest thing. Was I know if I take small steps, and the dentist was my mentor, and listening to him and applying what he's teaching me, I could do the same with a coach. And so I think that really impacted me.
Okay, so what I'm hearing underneath all of that, Tanya, is confidence.
Yes.
And as I understand confidence comes from one real generative place, and it's what we say to ourselves. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
And patience. You said a step by step, one step at a time. It takes significant patience. And just a trust of the process.
Yeah, also. That was huge. Yeah.
Okay, so confidence, patience, trust in the process itself.
Yeah.
Do you agree that with a lot of people that we work with, it's this, they'll often bounce, and I think all of us do this when we're pursuing a goal. We bounce between the outcome and what we expect to have happen at the very end, right?
Yeah.
And where we are right now. So we're bouncing between process, outcome, process, outcome, process, outcome. Was that something that you recognized during your journey, that you were bouncing back and forth between?
Yes. We always want that instant gratification, when we want to go from point A to point B, overnight. And that's just not the case. And I think I have that blessing of being overweight, because I had to overcome all of those obstacles. I had to find ways to, give up and throw in the towel. And so I think having that coach, hey, I hit a roadblock. What do I do here? And having them help me go through it. Now I can use that with my clients because I know what they're going through. And I love that I had that experience. And now I don't worry about it. I've been through it. You're going to be fine. Let's keep I just laugh about it now because they are where I was 3 years ago. And I know that, just persistence and consistency, they'll get the results.
Okay. Two other big ones, persistence and consistency.
Yeah.
And it sounds like taking a very curious approach too, asking the questions and not just assuming that whatever happens is permanent and that we're not going to get through it.
Right. Or that it's, we need to know that it's normal. I've been through that and I've, overcome it by doing this, try this next time, kind of having a game plan for the next time this happens. And before you know it, I have clients, oh my goodness, that worked. I love this approach and I love doing this. And so I love sharing what's worked for me for others.
Gosh, I really I admire that you share your experience with your clients, because I think that that's one of the skills that we develop as coaches, is that self-disclosure, to be able to give our clients the sense that they're not alone, that
Right.
we're in this together. There's this common humanity. If you think that you're the only one having ever dealt with this, let's check that, because all of us probably have something that we can relate to in terms of a similar experience.
Absolutely. Yes, I agree.
So, okay, I have a question for you about women warriors. I want to hear about what women warriors is, because when I say warrior, like, that conjures a lot of like strength and fortitude and tenacity. So I want to know what it means to you and what that's about for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll give you kind of a backstory. I was doing one-on-one training, one woman at a time. And so I had this thought of, how can I impact more women at one time?
Okay.
Going to this trend now, it's not just cardio and Zumba or whatever. It's now we want to look toned. We want to be, strong. And so I came up with this idea of doing women warriors. Sounds intimidating, but it isn't. And the reason why I did this is I find so many women come up to me, they go, I don't want to join a gym. It's intimidating. It's scary. I don't know what to do there. I spend, so amount of money a year just being on the treadmill, and I'm not getting any results. The machines are intimidating, the mirrors, other fit people there. I feel lost. I don't have time for the gym. And so I have all these women coming up to me saying the exact same thing. And so I go, well, what can I do to help these women that don't want to be a part of the gym?
Beautiful.
And so I brought women warriors, and, I set a challenge. Hey, let's do 5 weeks. It's going to be 30 minutes. It's going to be very high impact workouts. We're just going to have fun. It's going to be very basic. So for beginners, because I think a lot of the women that I'm with haven't worked out in years, or they haven't worked out ever. And so I had to make it a warming environment, a welcoming environment. So when they come in, they want to come back. And I just seen it grow, and I've seen so many women absolutely love it. My crazy high energy.
Yes.
I try to change it up as often as I can, just bringing just new material. And my focus is to create an environment where we enjoy working out. It doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be miserable. We're here as a group. We're building that tribe, that community of women getting stronger. We're supporting each other. We're having fun. I just love it. I love how just as a community we're growing, and women are loving to work out and feeling stronger and more confident and losing weight.
Oh, I get excited listening to you talk about it. Like, I can feel my energy rising. I'm just sitting here. But there's an enthusiasm in you as you discuss it. And so I can only imagine what the women who are participating feel, just this sense of connection and belonging, being involved.
Yes.
And you're clearly, like, that's an intention of yours to create that. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, my focus was when I first asked my question, how could I lose weight and enjoy the process? I'm implementing the same thought process with these women. How can I make a workout so fun and enjoyable that they want to come and see me? They want to spend time with me. I have women giving up their lunch minutes with me to hang out with me. I mean, they'll go back to work sweaty, and they don't care because they had such a great workout. I mean, they'll message me, if a work thing came up and they can't make it, and they're totally bummed out, and they go, I never would have thought I'd be sad I'm missing a workout.
Yes.
My goal. I love hearing that, because that means they are enjoying it, and a lot of girls would say, I never thought I would like exercising, but here I am waiting for 12 o'clock to come, and I can't wait to hang out with you. And I love that.
Wow. Okay. So me being a health psychologist, I'm thinking of all of the concepts in terms of what you're meeting for these people. which is a sense of autonomy. Like they have a choice in terms of what they can be involved in.
Yeah.
And you're creating also for them a sense of competence. Like you're creating an environment where they actually feel effective with what they're doing. They're not wandering around in a gym wondering how to use a leg extension machine.
Yeah.
And risking hurting themselves, right?
Yeah.
They're walking into an environment where they instantly feel like they belong, and it's not about trying to fit in any way. So you're meeting their sense of, giving them a sense of connection as well. And we know that these basic psychological needs, they're there for every single human being on the planet. And so often in a workout environment and even in a coaching environment, they're often missing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have this privilege as coaches to be doing what we are with these individuals. And I don't know what your experience, like if you had, can I say this, bad coaching in your, when you were trying to lose weight before, and the massive difference that makes when you're actually working with a coach who knows how to coach.
100%.
Yeah.
I had bad coaches, and I remember thinking, when I'm a coach, I'm not going to do this.
So tell me what those things are. Like what makes you an amazing coach as compared to some people that maybe you've worked with in the past?
A few things. My first coach was just, he didn't care. I'd come to the gym and he was on his phone, he was emailing, he wouldn't even check my form. And if I did something incorrectly, it's like he would get annoyed with me. Like I didn't know how to do this. And it's my first time, doing a deadlift, and they're a little bit difficult to do. Forgetting to do a couple of exercises, or not really answering my questions, or taking a week to, email me back. Just not good at explaining things, just very dull energy. And what I found was, you need energy, you need that excitement, you need that, high-fiving each other, good job, just encouraging, just having fun with it, focusing on them, remembering little things like, hey, how's your personal life you've been doing? Not just right here in this gym, but ultimately I want to get to know every single person. And by the end of class, I really push myself to remember everyone's name, because everyone's unique. Everyone's awesome. Everyone needs to be here. And, I give everybody a shout out. Hey, she messaged me saying she lost 5 pounds. Let's give her a round of applause. He is down a pair of size jeans. And so I give them a round of applause, and we make sure to, high five each other. We clap for each other. We cheer for each other. Just building that, like you said, like that support. And it's the same group of women every single time. So before you know it, you walk out with, 15 sisters that you didn't know you had. And so that's what I love to bring. Yes.
You're bringing me back to when I used to teach group exercise and functional training classes before I moved to California. And we would have 60-year-old participants talking with 30-year-old participants at the end of class and planning to have dinner together. And I would just see that and think, my goodness, this is awesome. And just the sheer level of comfort that you're creating, and that feeling of, I'm important here. Like I matter. I am meaningful, and I'm not just getting a good workout, but I'm also contributing to everyone else having an awesome workout.
Yes.
That's so amazing.
And I try to provide that, hey, I actually do care. If they miss a class, I try to follow up, hey, are you doing okay? Or anything like that, just to show that you care. And I ultimately do care, because my goal is that you've trusted me to help you work out and get fit. And I'm here, to give everything I possibly can to make sure you are successful in your fitness journey. Because I know it's possible. And, I know there's times when we miss a day and we don't come into the next one because we feel like we've ruined it. And I I try to provide that support. It's okay if you miss one day. Come back. I promise you. And they come back and they go, oh my gosh, when's your next one?
Yeah.
Like for 9 a.m., I'm signing up. And so, I have girls that automatically from my 3 week, they send up for my next one, which starts in 2 weeks. And so I've never seen so many women this excited to work out. And I love the energy that they bring. It's so awesome to be a part of it.
Well, it speaks volumes to what you're creating, Tanya. It really does. And, even research shows the biggest factor for people being engaged and galvanized in a goal pursuit like that with someone, with you as their guide, is having that feeling, that felt sense of she likes me.
Mm-hmm.
I matter.
Mm-hmm.
You're creating that.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, with my first coach, I didn't feel that. Like he didn't care, and it wasn't there. And then I finally started having coaches that did care, that responded to me instantly. And I go, well, this feels amazing. They care because they're actually responding to me and they're talking to me and they're providing great solutions. And, I just want to be that person for somebody else. I want to help them as much as I possibly can. And in my classes, I try to educate. If they have a question, I make sure the whole class hears it about nutrition or something that's going on, because we need that,
Yeah. It's amazing how often I hear from clients who come to me from other experiences or coaches who say, I could never ask any questions.
Mm-hmm.
There was no room, no space for me to get curious about like why I'm doing something or why my coach suggested that I move in this direction.
Yeah. Yep.
That just makes me sad.
I know. So I try to provide that opportunity, even 5-10 minutes before class or after class, come and talk to me. I'll help you as the best of my knowledge and keep them motivated and keep them going.
Yeah. Okay. So with what I'm understanding, you are cultivating for your clients. And as a coach who's meeting these very psychological, emotional, and even physical needs for your clients, are there certain traits, attributes, capacities, or skills that you've seen really differentiate? Let's do coaching first. Differentiate the coaches who acquire the most clients, meet the clients' needs the best, get the most referrals. Like, what makes the difference between those coaches? And then I'd love to hear your thoughts on, and you pick whichever direction you want to go in, what differentiates the clients who succeed the most, who have the most like consistency, you used that word, and keep moving forward even when it gets hard. Like, what makes the difference?
I think the energy is the biggest thing, is just having fun. Like, that is my enjoying the process, being that person that no matter what you're going through, you can come to them, you trust them, you've built not just coach and client relationship, but your friend, the friendship, going past that. Just communication is so huge. That those are the biggest things that I've noticed. And being bringing in that content, like I try to bring as much content as I can on my Facebook page, just educating little things about nutrition or even workouts. A lot of coaches, they don't really post anything. They post about their life, but it's like you need to, you need to show more about to help that. What is that person going through right now that you can coach them with and help them with? And they'll keep coming back to you. What else can you teach me? What else can you show me? Just being super friendly and just having fun, just making sure that they feel important, using their name, just little things like that. It's amazing how much, because if you are super kind and polite and you bring results, I mean, they're just going to tell their other friends. And every day I have 10, 20 people messaging me, wanting to talk to me, wanting to, meet up with me and see how I can help them. And I do that because they say, so-and-so referred me to you. And it's majority of it's just referrals.
Mm-hmm. I know this is a business for you, like that's super clear, but it comes from a deep place of compassion, is what I'm hearing, Tanya.
Yes, absolutely. I went through a period of time where, I hated myself. I was depressed, overweight, just super lethargic, just did not like my life at all. And I remember feeling so horrible about myself. I didn't book any vacations. I even hated to go shopping because the fitting room was just awful. The lighting was awful. And that pain of being overweight, it's the worst thing ever that I felt. And I kept thinking, I don't want any other woman to feel this way because it's awful. What can I do to help them? And I get emotional talking about it because it's so painful being overweight. And it's more than just a number on the scale. It's like you don't feel like yourself. And for me to be here in this town of Sedalia, which, I love it because I get to bring, what's helps me to help other women. And I've seen in just a small change how much more energy they have. And they're telling me, I have the energy to play with my kids now, and my relationship with my spouse is better. And so it affects their whole life. And I love to share that because it affected my whole life. It's not just diet or just working out. It impacts your life. And that's my ultimate goal, is to help women, enjoy their life, losing weight, having fun while doing it, and just having a good time with it.
Wow. Yeah. I often will talk to my clients about how what they're engaged in, this pursuit, I like to call it the pursuit of their potential, is shifting both internal resources, those capacities and strengths within them, but it's also going to shift what's going on outside of themselves too. Just like you said, the relationships they have with their friends, their family members, their community at large, how they're kind of seeing themselves in the grand scheme of things, even like just within a common humanity. So I just love this. With everything that you've said so far, Tanya, are there maybe one or two tangible pieces of, or nuggets of information or something that you could give our viewers, our listeners, that they could take with them to move through their journey in a more empowered way as a warrior? As a warrior.
The greatest thing that I could tell my clients when it comes to dieting or working out is finding something that's going to make you enjoy the process. Because if you don't enjoy the process, it won't be sustainable. And if it isn't sustainable, it won't be a lifestyle change. So, find that workout that you love to do, whatever it is, stick to it and have fun with it. Because before you know it, you'll be doing it, every single day, and then months will go by. And same with the diet. Because I found what I enjoy doing, which is flexible dieting, counting macros. I love that. And I've been able to do it for 2.5 years. And if you would have asked me before how long I've stuck to a diet, it was probably 2 hours. Me to say that I could do it for 2.5 years is crazy. But I found what I love to do, diet-wise and exercise-wise, and I've been sticking to it for 2 years. So if there's something you enjoy doing, continue doing it, because that's going to make it that's going to help you stay consistent and persistent. You're going to adhere to it better, and the results will show over time because you've stuck to something you enjoyed. And before you know it, the time will be there. Like, you will hit your goal before you know it. I've had a client to say, I'm 4 months into it and I cannot believe it. Like, I've never had a thought in my mind to quit. Like, that wasn't even an option. Whereas before any other diet, it would be like an expiration date, 21. And here she is 4 months into it, and she goes, I don't want you to leave. Like, I want you to continue being by my side, because she's having fun doing it and she's loving the process.
Awesome. Okay. So when you start with someone, are you asking them to commit to there is no giving up? Because I think a lot of people coming in with the experiences that they've had, they come in with the mindset of, this probably isn't going to work, but I'll try it.
Mm-hmm.
And then my second question is, did you actually have fun tracking macros like the first time you tried tracking macros, or was that something that you had to be patient with yourself with and kind of do a bit of positive self-talk? Like, you got to give this give this a chance, Tanya. Like, you've just started. Anything we're trying to learn that's new is going to feel difficult at first. Like, that's okay. You're going to fall on your face. We'll get back up and we'll try it again. Are those some of your strategies with your current clients?
Pretty much. You said it. I just tell them, it is a little bit difficult, but, I could tell you how to drive a car, but you won't know unless you actually sit in there and learn for yourself. And, a lot of times when I say macros, it's like deer in the headlights. They have no idea what I'm talking about. They're so confused. But once they actually start, by day 3 or 4, they go, I got it. This is so easy. Oh my gosh, I've lost, this amount of weight. This is so fun. I can't believe this is a diet, so I encourage them, but ultimately once they start, they see it's actually a lot easier than they thought it would be.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, Tanya, thank you for your time today. You are clearly a warrior yourself. I feel very privileged to know you and to have you as part of the Diet Doc family. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you guys for listening to the Diet Doc Life Mastery podcast. We will be back again for a next episode very soon. Please like and share this episode. And if you'd like to check out Tanya Burton, Tanya, do you have a website, or how can people look for you?
Yes, the dietdocsedalia.com or the Diet Doc Sedalia on Facebook.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys.